Hello, Research Methods. This is your walkthrough for your final SPSS Lab assignment, number 11, Pearson's correlation. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to go to Analyze, Correlate, Bivariate. So Analyze, Correlate, Bivariate. And then we're going to right-click and say Display Variable Names. And we want to compare the number of beer cans, beer bottles, liquor bottles, drugs, and cigarillos that were counted over all of this observation. So those are the variables we want to move over to this variables box. So we're going to scroll down a little bit. They're all kind of clumped together. So there we go. So we see beer cans. We'll move that one over. Beer bottles. We'll move that one over. Liquor bottles. Drugs. And cigarillos. And you can leave everything as is. You'll see that the correlation coefficient for Pearson is automatically checked here. So go ahead and say OK. And you're going to scroll back up a little bit. It gives you kind of some explanation down here. But if you scroll back up, you'll see this correlation matrix. So you can see the same variables are listed across the top as are listed across the bottom. And each of these cells here contain information for the Pearson correlation coefficient, or the number, the sig, or that p-value that we always want to look for, and then the n number, that's just the value, the number of beer cans or the number of beer bottles. So in order to look at any one of these, we want to look across a row and down a column. So if we wanted to compare beer cans to liquor bottles, we would go across beer cans until we find the number of liquor bottles, and we can see that it is statistically significantly correlated. And this number, this Pearson correlation number here, the closer it is to 1, the more highly correlated it is. So for the second question that I want you to answer for this lab assignment, which variable combination, or two variables, has the highest Pearson correlation? I want you to go through here and find which have the highest number here for the Pearson correlation. You'll notice that there are both asterisks and shading for some of these Pearson correlations. And those actually correspond with the ones that are statistically significant. So that's just a nice little shortcut way that SPSS helps you out, so you can quickly scan a table like this and find which variables are statistically significantly correlated. There are 2 questions associated with this assignment, and the first one is, which of the variables are significantly correlated? So that's where you're going to look and see both at this sig number, or you can kind of look and see what SPSS has highlighted for you. And then the second question is, which variable combination has the highest Pearson correlation? So we're looking just at the specific number here and finding which one is closest to 1, essentially, of all of these. A couple things to note about what this correlation matrix looks like. You'll notice kind of diagonally here is a bunch of 1s. That's because they're perfectly correlated with themselves. So you'll notice number of beer cans and number of beer cans, 1. It's perfectly correlated with itself. The other thing is you'll notice that on either side of kind of this diagonal, we essentially have the same information. And that's because, it's just, if you look at the number of beer cans to the number of liquor bottles, you can find that information here, but you can also look at the column of the number of beer cans to the number of liquor bottles. And that's actually just the same information. So keep that in mind as you're answering these questions. And also don't forget to save as for this output file and upload it to D2L. And again, remember to log into D2L while you're still in the virtual lab so that you're able to find your saved output. I hope that by the end of all this, you've somewhat enjoyed doing these assignments and learned a little bit about statistics as well.